Hey guys, so apparently the DreamStation 2 here is safe to use. Conveniently not affected by the recall. They haven't used the same carcinogenic foam in this machine as they have in the DreamStation 1, the white machine, which many of you unfortunately use, the Remstar System 160 series, all those other machines recalled. This one's apparently safe to use. But I thought we'd just do a teardown anyway, pop the bonnet, see what's under the hood, and talk about where they've changed a few things up. And also maybe just talk a little bit about this whole foam gate saga. It really is just the biggest disaster of all time. It is. I cannot see how Philips can come back from this. I don't see how any of you can ever have trust in this brand again. I certainly won't be recommending any of their machines ever again. I think this is just the beginning of it, okay? I think there's going to be a huge class action lawsuit. There just has to be. And when that happens, I'll certainly let all of you know about it, and I'd highly encourage you to join that class action lawsuit when it does happen, all right? The recall has been so unorganized, so poorly managed. There's no information, no one knows anything. They didn't even have the registration process open when they announced the recall. So you guys couldn't even go in there, put your serial number in and get some information on what to do. I think they're making it up as they go because they don't know how to handle this. All right, it is an absolute disaster. I hope that none of you get this machine. If they offer you this machine, just ask for a refund or something. Don't let them give you this machine. It's junk, it really is. But let's have a look at it anyway. I'm gonna show you why I think it's junk. We'll have a look at the internal components and we'll go from there. All right, let's do it. All right, so before we start, I just want to show you something. So this is after just a couple of weeks. Have a look at the casing. Can you see all the scratches? Can you see it? It's just cheap plastic. I knew from the moment I opened up the bag, something wasn't right. They hadn't announced the warning yet. They hadn't announced the recall. I opened this machine up, took it out of the bag, and I went, what has happened? And now it all makes sense. All right, they've made this machine on the cheap because they know they have to dish out a lot of them for free for the recall. It really is just, you know, look at this tiny little screen. It's rubbish, guys, it really is. So I hope none of you get it, but you probably will, unfortunately, which sucks. All right, let's do this. A couple of screws in the bottom here. T3 head again. All right, so here we have it. Looks like it's exactly the same motor as the DreamStation 1. Here's where they've changed it. So it's a very similar casing, still sealed with the glue, but now you can see that it's this white sort of, it's a different compound. This is the old one, the foam gate one. This is the new compound. All right, so they actually haven't changed the way that the air comes in. It still runs through this section. I don't know why they've done that, but obviously this section here now is not carcinogenic. Different compound, different material. So the real problem is this material. They obviously don't care where they've put it, still in the same spot. It's just that this material was not good for your health. And that's it. Everything else is pretty much the same. I don't know what they've actually changed here. Still the same motor, same casing, different foam, thank goodness. And then they've gone on and chucked on this cheap plastic lid with a tiny little touchscreen on it. They haven't done anything, 7 years. And that's what you get. Come on, guys. That's a joke. Okay, so the new DreamStation 2 turbine casing, where the turbine sits, is virtually identical to the DreamStation 1. The foam is still in there. It still sits in the same spot as the DreamStation 1. The air still passes through it on its way into your lungs. I just don't get why they don't seal that off. If it's only sound abatement foam, why not just create a casing where the foam is completely sealed and away from the air that goes into your lungs? Honestly, who knows what's going to happen 5 years from now? Is this foam going to break down as well? They can't have tested it for 5 years, can they? So I just don't understand it, guys. I really don't. I want you all to listen really carefully to the next part of this video because it's really important. Now, whenever a company designs something new, let's just say a new type of sound abatement foam, That process takes a very, very, very long time. It's not something where you just go, snap your fingers, oh, take off the lid, old one's carcinogenic, put the new one in and you're done. You have to design the foam, chemically engineer the foam, test the foam. Then you have to pass all the regulatory hurdles. You get your CE certificates, your conformity of assessment certificates. Then you've got your TGA, your FDA, all your government bodies. It has to pass a large number of tests. Well, maybe not that large number considering that got in there, but it normally does have to go through a big regulatory process before they can give it the tick of approval and say it's safe for human use. The fact that there is new foam in this device, they have changed the foam, the same foam they've used in all their other devices. They've changed it and they've released this new machine, this safe to use DreamStation 2 at the very same time they've announced the recall, tells me a few things. Firstly, they knew this foam was bad news because it's taken a long time to design the new one, right? So they've known about this a long way back, years. We're talking years here. So for years, they've known foam's bad and they've let you guys continue to use your machines night after night, year after year, knowing that it's bad until they could come up with this new design foam that's safe to use. That is unforgivable. As soon as you find out your foam is shit, you do not have years to design new foam, put it in a new machine. You need to get that word out to your customers who are using these machines. That is a health risk, that is unforgivable, and that is why I will never, ever be recommending you buy a Philips machine again. In fact, I would be saying to you right now, forget the recall altogether, just put your machine in the bin, write it off, and just go and grab something else. All right, so here's why I believe there's going to be a massive class action against Philips, and one that you should all be involved in. I certainly will be. It's not because they accidentally put carcinogenic foam inside their machines, although that's pretty shit. No, it's because when they found out about it, they took their time to develop new foam, go through all the regulatory process, release a whole new machine before they came clean and said to you guys, hey, heads up, the machine that you're currently using could give you cancer. That is why there's going to be a class action lawsuit. Here's something else you also need to think about. Now, Philips is claiming that the complaint rate regarding this foam is super low, like 0.03%. It's like 300 complaints in a million, all right? You think, oh, that's not too bad. And they're saying that to date, no serious harm or injury has been reported. But let's think about that statement. Who on earth is going to think that their CPAP machine is causing them health problems? Nobody. Who's going to report that? Nobody. People think their CPAP machine is designed to improve their health, improve their sleep, make their life better. If people are getting headaches and chest pain and nausea and cancer, they're not going to think, oh, my CPAP machine caused that. Why would they? So why would they report it? I personally think that there must be thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have had problems but just don't know that the CPAP machine was the cause of the problems. All right? Now, Philips is never going to tell us the real truth about Foamgate. They just won't, and we need to accept that. But we do know this. They had enough time to design, test, go through all the regulatory hurdles, and manufacture new foam for the DreamStation 2 before they came clean and told you that their old foam could be carcinogenic. And that to me is unforgivable.